3 billion Polish zloty is as much as the industry, the TV industry, is losing every year due to piracy, intellectual property infringements. My name is Maciej Kauc, and we're at the 50th International PIKE conference. I'm with Simon Minikowski from Canal Plus International.
Exactly.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
So Simon, the number in Poland is striking, 3 billion zloty. The money is pretty hard to imagine, but what's pretty tangible is the fact that there are some websites that use illegal content, and they don't care.
Exactly. It's a huge amount of money, and it's due to illegal website of streaming content, but also IPTV offers. So it's a wide range of illegal services.
Let's imagine that we want to be a pirate. Is this a nice business? Is this something that is pretty attractive?
It's easy money, in fact.
Easy money, right?
Yeah, it's easy money, but it's a very hard mob, in fact. This is a gangster business.
It's a gangster business.
No, it's not a Mika business. So we have to be very careful about that, because it's a huge amount of money, and this criminality is very wide and diversify in other type of criminality.
Do you see an increase in Poland in the recent years?
For sure, in Poland and in everywhere in the world, in fact, because the growing and the growing use of internet is promoting, in fact, also illegal.
On the one hand, it's good that people use the internet in numbers that are ever growing. On the other hand, it's pretty alarming to see that not all of them know how to do that. Not all of them use legitimate sources.
Yeah.
And actually, this is part of the problem, that people are not able to tell if they're on the right website. Sometimes they don't realize that they break the law.
Yeah, you are totally right. There is a lack of communication, of education, because people, they don't care. They just want to have premium content. And so we need to better communicate and also to protect. This is why we need urgently action from local government.
You've been working in this field for about 5 years. You are responsible for the markets in West Africa, not just them, but also them.
Yeah.
And so you visit these countries a lot. Do you see a lot of progress in this part of the world?
Yeah, at the beginning it was like in every country, we need to explain what is piracy on internet, because it's not an easy task to understand. When we managed to explain it to the authority, we managed to get their support through administrative order or court order in order to implement dynamic blocking there.
And they are open to that in
Yeah.
these countries?
Yeah, for sure, because piracy is not just a problem of money for right holders. It's a social problem, because through these illegal websites, you can find adult content and with no parental control. So it's very important for administration. Then you have also economic problem, because
Taxation?
yes, for
That's
sure.
avoided.
Yeah.
And it also is the opportunity for governments to have more taxes for content that is produced anyway. You've mentioned adult sites. I understand that there is a need for more control.
Yeah.
And so you guys talk to governments and you talk about these two topics together?
Yeah, and the third topics after social and economic, it's culture, because if you don't protect local content, you don't help the industry, the local industry of creation of movies, series, to be developed. So it's a nightmare, in fact.
It's a nightmare that is getting better in these African countries. Tell me about the recent 2 years that you've been visiting back and forth.
It's an ongoing process. We've been through a very smooth process, step by step. So now we have almost 10 countries where we are allowed to do dynamic blocking. So it is improving. Then
Ivory Coast is one of them.
Ivory Coast for sure, Senegal, Benin, Togo, Congo, Rwanda. So it's a lot of countries.
Dynamic blocking is also on the list there.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
And so from dynamic blocking, we are going through now live blocking.
An upgrade.
Exactly.
One step further, something that I think around 8 countries have right now. So it's not that common yet.
No.
But it's most effective because live blocking has this advantage over dynamic blocking that you can block infringing materials when the thing is happening, when it's a
Exactly.
live event. So for example, when you watch a sports game, and if it's in illegitimate sources, the system will find out because it compares the original broadcast
Yeah,
live with the pirate side,
exactly.
and it works.
Yeah. This automatic tool is very powerful. It is scrolling the nets and it's comparing fingerprinting footage with the original one, and all the non-legitimate are put on a blacklist.
And it's happening in the moment.
Exactly.
So they are cut away from their money,
Yes.
and people are no longer able to access these services.
Exactly.
Now, that's a pretty cool thing, but we don't have it in Poland, and I want to talk about the opportunities, the chances for Poland. Are you really optimistic?
We need to be optimistic because every countries are going through this direction. So Poland will be no more an exception. It's quite important. But the first really step is to get a legal framework, because it's not a private justice between right holders and the ISPs.
Right, we need the government to step in
Exactly.
and to shape up
Yeah.
a little bit, because not much has been done in the Polish legislature in the last 10 years. And I don't refer to any particular government, but this issue was never the top priority, and this has to change.
Yes, this really has to change for all these 3 main topics: economic, cultural, and social issues. So the government must act. There are several paths to obtain this objective. The first one could be the implementation of the EU directive.
That would be nice.
Yes, because it will be, common as the European Union. But there is also a possibility to make an evolution of the law here in Poland. So that's been a process through the parliament and so on, but it's possible. And then you have a third option, which is administrative regulation, to have this possibility for right holders to go through this direct link with the ISP to block illegal website.
Which of these 3 do you think is most possible in the nearest time?
I think the evolution of the law could be very interesting, but
The Polish law.
Yes, exactly. But
So not the European directives.
no, because I'm not a specialist of geopolitics in Poland, but things for the moment it's a problem of implementation. But the evolution of the local law could be very efficient and could be, a mid-term solution.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. But the bad example is if you don't act now, you will find a cultural environment here in Poland, like in other rogue countries where pirates are everywhere, and you can't do any more business with legitimate actors.
And that could kill the industry.
Exactly.
So there's a lot that's at stake, but I've seen this slideshow of one of our speakers at the conference today, and I did notice that it is a problem in many countries. Also in the UK, in the US, I've seen Mexico, Brazil. So all of them have lots of illegal sites.
Yeah.
And guess what? People are pretty used to accessing these websites. They kind of like them,
Yeah, the quality is not so bad,
right?
and the price is cheaper than legitimate offer because they don't pay any rights for these contents. And legitimate actors are paying a lot for EPL competition, for the last movie of Disney and so on. So it's huge amount of money.
The good thing is that Google adapts as well. And so the change that I, as a user, have seen in the last 10 years is that 10 years ago, when I was searching for this movie, let's say American Pie, I wanted to watch it, I Googled it. And so the first 5 results would be illegitimate sources. And these days, you even have this top right-hand side corner with the information of the different streaming platforms and how much it will cost you. And I don't even think they suggest any illegal sites anymore. So if these sites are not indexed in Google, then some part of the problem is already gone.
Yeah, this is a process that we are used to do with these big actors of internet. You can delist, in fact, illegal website with a proof of this infringement, and it's quite efficient. And you've seen in the future a very big change because all these internet actors now are also distributors of contents, so they need to protect their assets.
And they protect it, they do it.
They are becoming to develop this kind of policy of protecting. Yeah.
Doing better.
Yeah, doing better. It's smooth process, but it's one-way process for sure.
Right, one way, and there's no another way. I think everybody in the industry agrees on that. And if you watch this interview thinking, I'm just a consumer, I don't care about the source, think about it. There are people who have worked so hard to put it all together. And if you have the choice to pay somebody who only stole it from somebody else and from somebody who is a legitimate source, why don't you make sure to honor the people who have worked so hard for you? Because they work for all of us.
Yeah.
I think that's something to remember about. Simon,
Exactly.
it was a pleasure to talk
Thank
to you.
you very much,
And
Maciek.
thank you for flying in from France and being part of this.
Thanks.
Thank you to the organizers of PIKE. Thank you to the Signal organization because they actually invited me to be the interviewer here. My name is Maciej Kautz. This guy is Simon Mieninkowski, and I have a feeling that we'll hear from each other pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you.